this is the grow rack that I was telling you about. It's basically just a wire shelving unit, and of course, you know, I got casters because I like things with wheels, so I can move it when I'm mopping or sweeping. And what I have on it is reflective mulch. Yeah. So it's just, let me see here. I got this from the tomato lady. She's a local woman who grows very well here in the Mojave Desert. And so I bought this when I attended one of her classes. So this silver reflective mulch, I have lights that I have mounted in there. This is actively, I've got stuff growing already, and I've also got heat mats. And those are sweet potato slips, and I've got things ready to go. And then this bottom, let me see here. That's an empty tray, and these are more sweet potato slips. And so all I did was put it together. And yes, I have it set up right here in the middle of my on one side of my living room. Yes, absolutely. I'm committed to this gardening thing. So I've got 4 shelves, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, 4 shelves for growing. And up here, I have what's called T8 lights with daylight bulbs. Like here, this reflective mulch. The point is that it gives it daylight, gives the seedlings daylight to help them to grow. Yes, it's December 19th here in Las Vegas, but there, I'll put that up there. But I've already started some things. I call this tray the Defenders. Okay. And so I started these in advance. Sorry, I keep saying These 2 are spinach, thyme, tansy. They're doing very well. Then I've got bee balm, borage. They are taking off. And then over here, I've got chrysanthemums. And the reason I call them the Defenders, well, the spinach I'm going to eat. But thyme, tansy, bee balm, borage, and chrysanthemums also have chemicals that help repel insects that want to eat my food. And that's primarily my tomatoes. Remember those tomato hornworms I was telling you about? And right now I have kale and collards in the yard, and broccoli and Brussels sprouts, and their leaves look like Swiss cheese. So I went crazy out there with diatomaceous earth, which is fossilized minerals that supposedly cut the bodies of soft-bodied insects like those tomato hornworms and cabbage loopers that eat holes in my food. So it only works when it's dried, and I put it on the back of my food. The cabbage and things that I'm growing, because that's where the worms hide. Okay, and so I had to wash it all down, because if I plan on ever putting some of my worms that I have in my worm farm out there to work the soil, that would harm them as well. So I rinsed it all off, and they're fending for themselves. These up here, whoa, I covered it. That's T8. It's supposed to be the newest, latest, and greatest. Actually, T5 is, or LED, some people say, but I went with the T8. There is a older, there's an older, I guess, T12, and that's what this is. It still does daylight. I think it's like 6,500 Kelvin and 2,900 lumens. And I have this one up higher because what I'm going to do is when I eventually transplant this and I finally get everything else planted, I want to have an area where they can continue to grow and reach for the ceiling without getting them ready sooner than I can put them outside, if that makes any sense. So, yep, I've got plenty of trays and supplies. I've also got styrofoam cups, and these are 2 containers. What I did was I put coconut coir, once again, because that holds moisture in. That's what I also have in the worm bin. And the Worm In 360 as well as the Worm In Mega. And it'll hold moisture, plus it's sterile, it's neutral in pH, so it's not acidic or too alkaline, and it won't hurt my worms. I use it in planting as well because we're in Las Vegas, Mojave Desert, and it gets devil hot out there, and I'm not running up my water bill to water my food. So it makes sense to me to use resources that are already available to help maintain my crops. I have a mixture of 5-10-5 fertilizer. Yes, I know what people are thinking. You put fertilizer in there, but that's what the worm castings are for. Well, I just got started on the 2nd of December, and my worm castings won't be ready for a minimum of 3 to 6 months. So, in the interim, when I'm planting all the rest of these cells, I have 5-10-5 fertilizer. I have coconut coir. And I have the Jiffy seed starting mix. It has very good mixture of things, so you don't really have to supplement that. But I did because I have it. I've got extra planters up here. Yeah, this is Christmas presents. Yeah. For me, hallelujah. Okay, so what I'm going to do with these planters, 99-cent store, is I will fill it, and then that's what I'm going to put for example, I'm going to put, let me see here, I'm going to put spinach. I want spinach in there, and then I'll find a couple of other things that I like, because I'm going to keep those indoors down here under the T12 lights. And that way I'll be able to harvest spinach year round at any time. Now, I have 4 containers because I have other people that I want to share this with. Mary Magdalene Rhodes, she comes to prayer. And then Lynn, and one for me, and then probably the Tenons. They're good people. So, yeah. That's what I plan to do. So, love you very much. Thanks for listening. Since your email doesn't work too well, or actually you're texting, messaging, and I'll be talking to you soon, Mom. Love you.